If you want to know how to achieve this look, stay tuned.
Use a spoolie to kind of comb your brows so they go in the direction you want them to go. And then start to fill in your brows using a brow pencil. Right now I'm using Spiked by MAC. It's my favorite brow pencil. It's really good. It's wax based, so it stays on all day. And the hairs lay down really, really well. I'm using small strokes. You want to use small strokes, that way the brow doesn't look unnatural. And just kind of fill it in little bitty strokes like you're drawing on each individual hair. Just kind of let the pencil fill in the actual hair of the brow. You don't want to really create a brow that's not yours. You just want to kind of fill in the spots as needed. If you mess up and overdraw something, don't worry about it, because we're going to be able to come back and fix any mess ups that we have later on. Okay, so after that, go ahead and use the spoolie to kind of disperse the color within the brow so that it's not too harsh. You don't want a squared off brow. Soften that front of that brow up. I'm using concealer. You know I don't like this trick, but I'm using a combination of a color that's my shade as well as one shade lighter up underneath my brow so that I can give a little bit of a highlight. It's past due time for me to get my brows done, so I'm using a little bit of a concealer to help make it look nice and clean. I'm using the Select Cover Up Concealer by MAC in NC45 and NC50 with a 266 angled brush. That way I can get a nice clean edge. I like using this concealer because it's not heavy and it doesn't interfere with the eyeshadow. Above the brows, to clean up some more, I'm using NC50 concealer, which is the same similar shade as my skin color, because I don't want it to be highlighted. I just want to kind of help it clean up and look natural. And then I'm kind of smoothing it down my finger. So on my eyelid, since I'm going to have a brighter eyelid, I'm using Painterly Paint Pot, which is a creamy eyeshadow. I'm using it today as a primer, so I'm going to be putting something on top of it. But I'm using it as just a base so that I can put my stuff on top, and it's going to make sure that the eyeshadow stays on, doesn't go anywhere. Putting it on with one finger, and then I'm blending it with the other finger that's clean so that I can kind of have it not look as sharp and blended. Then on top with the 239 brush by MAC, I'm using a color called Hypnotizing, which was of course discontinued and limited. It's really close to, it's almost like a lilac-y gray color. It has a little bit of a shimmer iridescence to it. It's going right on top wherever I put that Painterly. It's going right on top of that, and I'm just kind of patting it on, not really doing too much blending, but just making sure I cover up all of that Painterly and just packing all the color on top. Then in the crease, I'm going in with a little bit of Saddle, which is close to my skin color. It's just going to kind of be the bridge color that's going to bridge all of the eyeshadow colors with the brow bone color, which we're going to put on later. It's a very, very nice brown. It's always important to have a color that's your shade of color because it's easier to blend eyeshadow with eyeshadow versus eyeshadow and just skin. Next, I'm using a Makeup Forever eyeshadow in number 92. It's a very vibrant matte purple eyeshadow. Really, really pretty. Obviously, it picks up very well. You don't need to use a lot of it. I'm using it with a 217 blending brush. And I'm just going in the crease and taking it up to the head of my brow. It's giving me a little bit more of an illusion of a bigger eyelid. And right there, I'm packing on Makeup Forever number 9 eyeshadow right there on that corner of the crease in the lid. It's a little bit of a lighter purple. So same thing on the other eye. I'm kind of blending, making sure I don't take over too much of the eyelid, and then going back and packing in that number 9 eyeshadow right there at that corner, making sure you blend. Then I'm going in with Makeup Forever's black eyeshadow. I'm not sure of the number, and I'm using the 219 pencil brush just to kind of outline the crease, and then I'm blending it out with a little bit of black as well as that number 92 dark purple. Just blending it out, buffing it, making sure that there's no harsh lines, but making sure that there is definition in my crease and that there's a gradual color build up, and it looks really, really blended and smoked out and all that. Same thing on the other eye. Just put a little bit on, and I'm going up to, again, the head of that brow and then blending it on out. That's the same brush I've been using, the 217 blending brush. My favorite brush ever known to man. Then I'm going back and putting some more of that number 9 right there on that corner just to make it look like it's more blended. Then I'm going in with the 214 brush by MAC and putting Arena, which is my all-time favorite highlight color for women of color. This is going right on the highest point of the brow. And then I'm going back and I'm blending those two colors together with a little bit of that saddle that's left over from that first 217 brush that I used. So this part is something that I can do with my eyes closed. I'm putting on my Maybelline Ultra Liner, which is the liquid eyeliner. I'm doing that on the top of my eyelid. I like to do it with my eyes open. That way I can actually see what the line is going to look like if I'm looking at somebody. When you close your eye and you pull the eye, it kind of messes with the actual shape of your eye, so it's not too accurate. So I kind of do it in little bitty strokes. I'm not really doing one big old swoop of a liner because, of course, that's how you mess up easier. So I'm kind of just doing stroke by strokes. When I get to the end, I'm making sure that it kind of goes to a point. Now my favorite mascara, Zoom Fast Black. So since I'm putting on this makeup and taking it right back off, I do this for the people. I'm not putting on any falsies. Like, this is just well enough. My lashes are pretty long, and I'm just gonna use the mascara. So this is one of my favorite mascaras. It has carbon black pigment in it, which is why it's so dark and vibrant and glossy. Now for the concealer. This is something I do not leave the house without. This is the #1 thing to me of people that need to have something on their face. They need to have concealer. This is Bobbi Brown. This is Bobbi Brown's concealer in Chestnut. It's a really good concealer. It's warm tone. It does look a little bit yellow on the screen, but it is more of a warm tone concealer. I can wear this by itself. A lot of the times I set it with the NC45 loose powder, the Select Sheer Loose. But for today's video, I'm going to probably do a little bit more dramatic and set it with something else. Then I'm going around the nose because, you know, us black women, we get dark around our nose. And I'm getting all the blemishes. I'm blowing up my cheeks so that I can see the blemishes. See exactly where they're hitting my face, and around the mouth too. Make sure you hit that up. Then I'm using Laura Mercier's Tinted Moisturizer. I believe this is an almond or walnut. I forget which color. I think walnut. I don't remember. One of them colors. It's the second to darkest shade. But it's a tinted moisturizer, oil-free. You know I don't like foundation. So this is something that gives you a little bit of coverage but not heavy. I do sometimes like a matte finish, but this gives more of a very natural finish. So it's like I said, it's a tinted moisturizer. It's one of the best tinted moisturizer that I've ever used before. And I'm putting it on with the MAC 190 brush, which is just a regular foundation brush. And just putting it where I need it, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of blending it in and having it go with my concealer. Then over top of that, I'm going over a deep dark mineralized skin finish in my 187 brush. And I'm just buffing that color right on top of there. It's a nice warm color. And underneath the eyes, for added drama, I'm putting NC40 Select Sheer Loose to set my concealer. This is a guaranteed sure enough method that my concealer will not crease and will not go anywhere all day. I can guarantee that. It definitely looks good. It brightens your eyes up, and I do it in a triangular motion from the corner of the eye to the corner of the nose to the corner of the other eye. Now for my favorite contour. Make sure you contour those cheeks, ladies. Contouring helps narrow things, so it's narrowing my forehead, my cheeks, my chin. You have to make sure the contour stops and starts somewhere. It can't just stop right there. It has to continually go somewhere. It can't just stop in the middle of your face. You got to continually carry it onto the nose, around the face, using something that's more matte because you want to contour. And now for the nose, I gotta snatch it on up using a 217 brush. The first brush was the 188. This is the 224 brush that I'm using. Now I'm putting on my favorite lipstick, Sis lipstick. It is a MAC store only lipstick. It's an amazing color. It's amplified, I believe, or a satin. Then I'm going in with BBQ lip liner, which is my very favorite lip liner. It's been discontinued. You can't find it nowhere. Hodgepodge is close to it, but they're discontinuing that as well. So try Cushy. And Giggle, Chanel lip gloss and Giggle. It is beautiful. As you can see, it has a bit more pink in it. Still keeps me nude. Very nice. Now I am going in with Dirty Plum blush, which is a nice plummy pinkish kind of blush for women of color. That's been discontinued as well, but it's a really pretty color. Now I got to add my moles back on now. Child, they came off with the powder and such, so I got to put them back on. They're going extra one just for fun. And I almost forgot this part. With my 217 brush, I'm going up underneath my eye with the Makeup Forever Black, as well as a mixture of the 98 and number 9, that purple. Putting that right up underneath my eyes. I really am not a big fan of eyeliner underneath or mascara underneath, so right now I'm just kind of taking that color and brushing it up in my lash line, just to kind of give my eyes some definition, just to make my eyes pop. And there you go, guys. Voila!
Thanks so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about anything, make sure you hit me up. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Team iPhone now, so you can follow me on Instagram, see all my pictures I posted. Follow me on Twitter. Both Twitter and Instagram are at the MUA Alex. Like my Facebook fan page for more of my work, so you'll see some more of my makeup tutorials, or some of my clients, as well as checking out my website. Visit me. Subscribe to my channel, guys. I haven't done a makeup tutorial in so long, and I felt the need to do it because I was watching my girl Miss Vaughn's channel. What up, Vaughn? I was watching her channel and I really felt inspired to do something, so baby, you inspired me. And stay tuned for more videos. I have a video coming up for my recap of the makeup show, New York, as well as the Experience NYC. That event was amazing, as well as some updates on me and a project that I'm working on. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Talk to you later. Bye.